Hey people, 5aces here. Fun fact, did you know that Tiberian Dawn is not actually a real game? It is just there to bridge some time for the real game being consisting of sitting in a lobby and waiting for Norman to finish his soup. That's why TD is called the lobby game. But this little bridge game here is pretty fun regardless, especially with action from minute 1 and a 2v2. I don't even get into the action. Well, the action starts before we can even introduce the players. Alright, this is Tiberian Dawn indeed, and we have ourselves a 2v2 out of our hands that I dug up from somewhere in replay archive, as someone sent it to me. Right, first blood being drawn here, and by who? Let's introduce the players. Top left, spawning as mod, it is Bain, Big Bad Bain. Fun fact, second fun fact of this cast, did you know that Bain is not actually an original RA player? He started out his career in TD, and is going back to his roots in this game here, so he has lots of experience in this mod. His teammate is someone who is ranked number 1 in the leaderboards for the most cringeworthy name. It is Dying... I think it's usually DyingFetus is what he's going for, yeah. But he's right now just going by Dying, which is slightly better, marginally better. Alright, their opponents are gonna be two opponents of the last... I think the last TD cast I did, those two players were pitched against each other. So this is basically the heart of the diehard TD community. This is MegaTank, and his teammate is gonna be Master. Both spawning is GDI. We've got ourselves one GDI here in DyingFetus as well, versus the only Nod in Bain. So let's see how this goes. Usually in the late game this is in favor of the GDI teams, because as soon as the mammoths start rolling around, Nod needs some really good flank attacks to make this work. It takes the teamwork to make the dream work. This is already a bike rush. I can smell bike crushes, just like sharks can smell fear. I can smell the bike rush coming in here. Yeah, that's right, and it's gonna be supported by a couple of Humvees from DyingFetus. So nice team play that we're seeing here. It's gonna be met with a 4 Humvee build, but the 4 Humvee opener on 2 houses, by the way, is not as potent, because Humvees, what can they really do? Yeah, they can block a Tiberian refiner, but if your opponent went for double ref, more impactful. Whereas bikes just straight up eat harvesters alive, so the early game usually in Nod's favor. Let's see how this goes. Is that already... There might be an APC coming out. No, it is just the harvester. Alright, you can't do shit to your mate, but at the same time, what you can do is soak up damage. Because Humvees is not particularly good against heavy armor. They got nerfed. That used to be a thing, by the way. A couple patches back before AoA toned down the balance here. That used to be a thing. They murdered heavy armor. Now that the APC and the Humvee have been brought back into line. Yeah, it's even Stevens here, and that's already 3 recons onto the harvester. You never want to be there. Ooh, but there is a turret being deployed. Guard tower on the ready. And not a single bike has been lost. Very good micro here by Bain. Kiting back. He can't engage anymore though, because he knows that there's mass Humvees out from MegaTank. I think MegaTank is just trying to bridge the gap here while his comm center is ticking down. The countdown is imminent. And this is gonna be recons for Bain. Still is recons running around. It's really hard to engage. You need to get flanks off, on the eco especially. Otherwise, recons don't trade well heavy heads on. Alright, so a little ping. Ah, yeah, they want to go for the eco ras. That's very smart. That is, by the way, no eyes here. No eyes in the sky for Master. This is gonna come as a surprise. Out of the blue. Rockets out of the fog of war. Take your last breath here. Ooh, he's committing. He's diving deep. Right, 3 bikes, but he's slowed down the econ, so that's perfectly fine in my book. And there we go. 4 harvesters. He's floating. What is DyingFetus doing? He doesn't have the racks right now. Oh, no racks. But there's a tech at least. This might already be double War Factory production if he opts for going into it. So Master has been slowed down considerably. He's on 3 No, wait. 6 harvesters regardless. He went super greedy. Just a bit of... Never mind, he hasn't been slowed down a single bit. Yeah, he's just sat off of his couple Humvees and a bit of infantry. That's his starting infantry as well. So no racks has been built just yet by him. Unlike for MegaTank, who's going for a healthy mixture here. And we're seeing the Nod spam. This is akin to StarCraft. Good old StarCraft Reloaded. The mass, what are those? What are they called in StarCraft? God damn it. Oh, nice kiting. Still trades 1 for 0. Pretty nice. And there's the MRLS, the hard counter to all, like the Bain to not tier 0. Oh, it's in such a good position as well. It's a bit exposed, but it's gonna take a chunk out of the health here. Yeah. DyingFetus knows he has to dive into this. Oh, this MRLS kill came at a premium. Yikes. And Bain's recons didn't do anything. They killed another harvester, yeah, but still 5 harvesters online here for a master. Just gone for a mass eco-scaling. Now there's a giant army out here from MegaTank as well, who himself hasn't been lazy in ecoing up 6 harvesters. 6 harvesters too. Yeah, it's pretty much 6 harvesters across the board. What is DyingFetus doing, man? I don't know, I don't like his play one bit. Okay, ooh, the orcas are coming in. They can kite away from the recons for days, but they can't really inflict any damage here. Because as soon as they try, the recons are gonna catch up, and nothing dies too quickly here. It's gonna be fine. Also, third fun fact, recon bike missiles time out very easily as evidenced here, 1 going down regardless. Okay, so the comm center has been revealed, advanced comm center that is. But, yeah, regardless. Oh, there's the MSAM. It's called Mobile SAM, yeah. Mobile SAMs are amazing. Pretty much the hard counter, the big fuck you finger to everything that's in the air. Ooh, there's an airstrike. 1 airstrike ain't enough. Second airstrike might do it, but only if they time it right. Which they didn't. Which they did not do at all. Alright, but there is a massive force spearheading its way into the middle here. And MegaTank just has so many assets. What is Bain really doing? Oh, that's what he's doing. Tier 3. Tier 3 rushing. That was lucky. The approach vector was less than optimal. So it's just gonna catch the 4 M7. Overkill is the best kind of kill. Yeah, if the approach vector were anything from the north or from the northeast, yikes. I mean, northeast is technically not possible. Like, friendly fire on the M-Tank. Oh, the orcas are gonna have a field day. Snacking on 2 rocket launchers there. Poking back the tanks a bit as well, and DyingFetus has to sound the retreat. Didn't incorporate any APC so far, but mammoths are coming out. Tier 3 unlocked, mammoths rolling out at factories for both players. Both southern players. Both? Okay, so that leaves MegaTank as the only player not having teched up to Tier 3, but let's count the war factories. Yeah. Yeah, seriously. 4 war factory production. Okay, that's gonna mass up real quick. Let's see how fast can... Right, there's 3 airstrips here as well. This is super annoying, by the way. The left-right difference is still a problem in TD, because you can see the recon plane. I think someone has invented a workaround. Okay, that's critical mass of recons, so at least this push is gonna be stopped very easily. Doesn't lose too much here. Yeah, that's pretty much enough to one volley, one-shot a medium tank. Alright, but he needs to contest with this big flank up north. And yeah, what I was trying to say is the left-right disadvantage. Someone has found a workaround by coding it so that the plane only spawns into existence a couple of cells ahead of the airstrip. And that would be a really good solution, because right now, if you're up against Nod, you're always going to be happy in a left-right map, because you're just going to know where the production is, you're going to know how much production is going to come in, and judging from the speed that the planes are coming in with, you're also going to be able to deduce the build. Oh, there's going to be a massive airstrike. Oh, the money shot. Yikers. But the thing is, all the medium tanks sort of survived, like, sort of, kind of. Ooh, let the kiting games begin. Very good play so far from Bain. Really cost efficient. The Ardis are starting to wrap up as well. Ardi's ramping up here. Ardi production fired up. The Porsches are... Well, I don't like what DyingFetus is doing. He doesn't have too much on the board right now. What he has is really idle. So I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, but he has a forum account. Haven't seen him play before. The Orcas. The Orcas. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, can just go and harass the artilleries there. Bain has a construction yard though, that's like his one saving grace. Oh, northern push has been deflected. Okay. All the tanks are super low, but eventually they're just gonna get... Where? Yes, he's patching them up. Very good. That's 4 light tanks, you know, so not cheap. They come at a cost. That is 4 mammoths donated over. Now there's an avalanche of steel trying to roll over DyingFetus here. They need to muster all the defensive forces that they can get. They need to hurry up with Fusion wielding his light tanks back up to snuff, because this is going to be a massive army and a half. Is there... the Iron Cannon is not ready. The Temple of Nod. I don't think there's enough time to hold on. There absolutely isn't. Because this would be the best play. So now the kiting games. Alright, that's a little minigame all of its own. You need to kite back all your mammoths, because enemy mammoth tanks are gonna do so much AoE damage, especially... oh, chem wearers. Okay, and the airstrike is good, but that doesn't kill them. It only chunks them down to 50%. Because mammoth tanks have the Tusk missile fire on everything in TD, and that is such a potent AoE killer. Not AoE killer, sorry, AT killer. That's what I'm trying to get at. Really good AT damage there. Ooh, this airstrike. Whiffing. Yeah, this airstrike only took a chunk out of the army here, so DyingFetus just like that back in the game. Is deflected the push with pretty much no losses so far. However, looks like a storm is brewing up north. Oh my goodness, the northern perimeter is swarming and crawling with MegaTank's armies there. And I think they need to, left-hand side needs to play defensively now. What they have going for themselves is access to the Tiberian in the middle. That is their big ticket into the game here. Ooh, the artilleries are gonna be so nice. So as long as there's no airstrike, which I think both of them got used. Yeah, one is here. Iron Cannon though. Iron Cannon is what worries me for team left-hand side. Nuke. Oh, this is gonna be so good. One of the Iron Cannons taken out. Wait, is the MC actually gonna die to the nuke? Oh my goodness! No way! No! That was close. A couple cells farther to the south and the MCV would have been fried. Right, so that's the big all-in push here. All the forces are converging. Bain needs his artillery control to be spot on. Ooh, that was a nasty Iron Cannon. And just like that, the concave is not that good anymore. The meat shield needs to hold for the artillery. It's basically hold the door, and here comes another airstrike. Getting a mammoth. It's alright. There surely must be an Iron Cannon ready here as well. Well, no. It was the last to take up, it seems. My goodness, swarming with mammoth tanks. Mammoths are really easy prey for the Iron Cannon though, so as long as he keeps a good game sense here, he can just time his Iron Cannon so it just obliterates one of these blobs. Yeah, this would be the perfect time right now. Wait. It's still a couple seconds from coming up. Still a couple seconds shy here. But my goodness, the artillery AoE just chunking on. Oh my goodness. It's a clusterfuck of AoE. Oh, what is even happening? Oh my lord. All the artilleries have been repositioned. They're so fast to turn into way more mobile than their RA counterparts. And melee range. I think Tusks eat them alive. Yeah, even 2 Tusk missile shots kill them. Okay, so Bain has saved some of his artilleries there. And if they hit, they're gonna hit hard. Ooh, that was a good Iron Cannon there. That killed like 4 mammoths. Yeah, that's super worth it. So they're gonna be able to stop this push. But that ain't coming cheap, my friend. There is not much left in terms of eco. And access to the middle has been lost, has been denied to team left-hand side. Just like that, yeah, that was the ticket back into the game. MegaTank and Master are getting back into this game off the back of this sick tank push here. It was honestly a timing thing. They should have waited for the push until they had the Advanced Communication Center up, because then they could have just murdered one of the steel blobs, one of the tier 3 mammoth tank blobs. That would have been better timing. Right now they're fortifying. I think team left-hand side needs another nuke. Bain's nuke, well, it's kind of close to coming out. It's like 50% done. And I think that's the original Conyard of Dying... Nope. DyingFetus does have an expansion Conyard as a backup. Alright. Light tank push support. Ooh, another Iron Cannon. That's both of the Iron Cannons for team left-hand side down though. And melee range artillery is just straight up eating a mammoth tank alive. That's TD for you. Chem troopers as well. I think right now they don't have the eco to really go for mass chem troopers. Funnily enough, chem troopers would be really good against the mammoths, but you need mass. You need basically the same cost. Ooh. The A10 strike. Again, just chunking out the forces, but fortunately DyingFetus is here with a massive mammoth force himself. But they're too split. Mammoths are basically concentrated force. You need them to be absolutely clustered up. Again, else they're just gonna be picked off one by one. Look at this. That's a third mammoth tank probably last. No, it's still GD. Ooh, airstrike again. That's what GD is all about. RNG from airstrikes. That's pretty much all she wrote there. Yeah. Right, there's a couple of orcas still in the air for DyingFetus. I don't think he can engage anywhere. There's a window here. I'm an avid orca player. I always see those windows of vulnerability. So one of the windows of vulnerability would be like, oh, there's no construction radius here, so he could actually move his. Well, it's difficult with the mammoths. Nah, no. That's too difficult. Alright, speaking of force concentration, force multiplier. Yeah, there's like, how do you stop this? Engineer from Bain, I think he was just trying to patch up the Poniard. Oh, that was sick though. That was a really good A10. Hell yeah. Just like that, DyingFetus cleaning up shop. Losing another orca though. Yeah, like I always see those windows. What you can do is fly down south here and try to outrun the missiles. Then up north, and like here, both the tech structures are completely unprotected. Team left hand side really needs to put a wrench into this, otherwise they're just gonna get out-ecoed. Even with how well the early game went for them, after this one push that denied them the access to the ore, they were in a rough spot. Keep in mind there is no iron curtain here, so you can't send mammoths in willy-nilly. In RA that's a bit easier because Soviet players are always gonna go for an iron curtain. The iron curtain is gonna be super efficient because it allows you to like bust the defensive line. But in TD that's just not the case. And again, force multiplier, 4 mammoth tanks, just chunking their way through the defensive lines. Oh my goodness, that's a Poniard down. Look at the tusks. Tusks just eat that shit alive. MCV gets away though. Wait, where did the nuke go? Ooh, that killed, I think, no, it didn't kill the T3. It killed the Conyard. There's a backup Conyard for Master though. Helpful MegaTank, so it's gonna be alright. Don't you worry about a little thing, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Where did oh, the engine is still here. Good patch it up. Yeah, that's good. So they retain the option to go for the middle, but it's really heavily fortified. And that's where obelisks come in. Obelisks are good versus advanced guard towers, at least like asterisk. They're good against them, asterisk. Oh, a bit too close is DyingFetus, a bit too close to the sun, my friend. And that might be the GG. That might well be the GG push here. I don't see a way back. There's... Oh no, wait. The iron cannon is up right now. Oh, perfect formation. Yes! That's 10k. What the hell? That was a supply truck. That was a bit of a misclick there. Man. That's 10k down in a single volley. Ooh, stealth tank from Bain. No, he should have gone for the Orca first. Man, if only had gone for the Orca first, he could have cleaned up all the rocket launchers, which DyingFetus is now doing with the Orcas anyway, but it would have been like for style points. You rarely ever see good play with stealth tanks. The rocket launcher, still alive, still stable, still kicking. Middle. Again, 5 mammoth tanks. That's again 10k in assets. How do you stop it? Certainly not by sending in your units one by one. As DyingFetus is doing here. Ooh, the airstrike missed as well. So I think no ace in the hole here for Team 2. No, for Team 1. No, at that point they're just rally pointing in the mammoths. That's the Conyard down. I think Bain is out of a Conyard. Yeah, he is. And that's the GG. Yes, awesome game here. Really nice display of team game tactics. And also a really nice showcase of why sometimes a good old brainless game of TD can be awesome. I honestly think it has like less strategical depth, probably due to the limited build options, but it's just fun. It's got more spammability due to multi-queue. You don't need to think about what you're building, when you're building it, like all the intricacies are a bit toned down, but it's a good old clusterfuck. You just queue up 200 mammoth tanks, and it's a good time. Grand old time, you should try it out for yourselves. No, I'm not trying to paint TD in a bad light here. It's an awesome mod. Or an awesome base game, I guess. My goodness. 4 weapons factory production. Well, it was kicked down to 3, but hey. Still the thought that counts. Yeah, just take advantage here for Team 2, and the nuke failed to have a big impact. Like, nukes are good at wiping armies as well, but it's kind of RNG dependent because your opponent can just move out of the way, and it's not RNG per se, it's more like the game sense. If your opponent hears the nuke go off, does he move his armies, or does he move his Kanyard, or does he just accept the risk of losing his army in Kanyard? So yeah, awesome game. We're gonna be back with some more TD eventually. I'm also gonna do a stream of TD. And speaking of which, Monday streams, the next one is gonna be Shatter Paradise again. And also a Shatter Paradise tournament is in the makings over the course of the Easter holidays, which I'm gonna host, and I'm also gonna contribute prize money. So yeah, sign up if you wish. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.